like to get started. So, 8th grade. But family and community members, welcome to our 8th grade Civic Action Showcase. I'd like to kick it off with our keynote speaker, Beth Griffin, who is from the Bourne Substance Free Coalition. She has graciously come to our panel discussion that we started off to kick off our project. She came at lunch and did a lunch group with our kids to give information and be interviewed. And we're so happy that she could come and start us off today. Thank you.
So first, I'd like to thank you for inviting me here today. I appreciate the opportunity to speak to you, and as some of you may know, these topics, physical, mental, and social well-being, speak to my heart and my passion as a licensed mental health counselor at Upper Cape Tech and in my private practice. I think it's important to stress that these three topics start with you, within yourselves. And I thought I was directing this to the kids, so I hope that the kids can hear what I'm saying, because I want them to understand as they transition into young adults, they need to take care of themselves first. So your physical health, it's your choice what you put in your bodies. You can choose healthy things to put in your body or negative things or toxic things. And I can only hope that you choose positive things, because you need to remember that it's your engine that's going to drive you through life. Your mental health, it's your choice, okay? If you're going to look at the world through a negative lens, if you're going to see a world of drama, negativity, rudeness, disruption, or if you're going to make a choice to have a positive lens, to be kind, to be supportive to one another, and to be a good friend. Your third topic was social well-being, the importance of interactions with others in a positive, productive manner. But what I want to stress at all is all of these choices are yours. To further illustrate the importance of self-care, and I saw one of the projects of self-care and in mental health and being a therapist, it's really stressed significantly today because of the demand of our services. So I wanted to share an example that stuck with me. A mother and an infant child flying in a plane, and due to some turbulence, the oxygen released, and who should get the mask first? So when I was asked that question in grad school, I got that question wrong, because I was like, the infant. Well, that's not the case. The mother needs the mask first, because if the mother loses consciousness, the infant does not know how to put on the mask. So why I'm sharing that, in other words, if you can't take care of yourself, you can't take care of others. So as you young people journey through your life, your physical, mental, emotional, and social well-being should be paramount as you go forward to create positive change. If you feel good physically, you have positive thinking, and strive to be part of the solution than rather the part of a problem. You put yourself on a road to help others who may be less fortunate. This is why the formation of the Bourne Substance Free Coalition emerged. We observed how opioids and addiction were impacting our community. It had a rippling effect on our families. Peoples were dying and loved ones were suffering. So we held community education forums to educate our citizens about the hazards of opioids and the impact it has on our families and community. That started over 13 years ago. The Bourne Substance Free Coalition has grown, and we have a dedicated and knowledgeable group of volunteers who are committed to making a difference. These are not paid positions, simply people committed to care for our community and its members. We are fortunate to have police officers, firefighters, educators, town official, a parent who lost their son to an overdose, and parents who struggle with substance use, and many, many others. The reason I share this is that many hands make light work. You can accomplish much more with a team than by yourself. Remember, when creating your team, that you value each and every member. Everyone on your team needs to be heard and to feel safe on the team. Remember, no one wants to be judged. Each person may look different, different hair color, different skin color, different body shapes, different ethnic backgrounds, etc. But it is crucial to remember that we all share one common thread. We are all human beings. We all have the right to coexist, and we all want to strive for respect for one another. So I encourage you that if you see an issue that needs help, educate yourself around the issue. Build a team where all members feel valued. Make your environment a safe place where people can share their ideas and learn that it's okay to disagree and not see it as a personal attack. I must share with you that when I was asked to be interviewed, I went to Mrs. D's class, and I could feel her warmth, the mutual respect, and the safe, supportive space she provided for her students to learn and to grow. It's the same premise that I described to build a great team. While being interviewed by the students, I was so impressed with the thought-provoking questions that they had asked me. The students had identified an issue, recognized the problems, and were searching for knowledge on how best to address it. It was a truly awesome experience for me. I would like to extend an invitation for next school year to have a student representative come to a Bourne Substance Free Coalition meeting and to get your perspective of how we could best address substance use. Because, see, you are our future. And may you aim for the moon. If you miss, you may hit a star. But even if you don't hit a star, I would like to share with you an insightful story that keeps me connected to my love and passion working with students and their families. It's an old but powerful story of a young boy who was walking along the seashore, and there were hundreds of starfish that had washed up along the shore. As the boy was walking along, he was picking up a starfish and throwing it into the ocean. A man was looking out from his home and told the boy that there are hundreds of starfish on the beach, and throwing some of them back wouldn't make a difference. The boy picked up another starfish and threw it back into the ocean and said to the man, "I made a difference in that one." Just think for a moment, if each and every one of you made a positive difference, what an impact that would be on our community and our society. So thank you for inviting me here with you today. And I hope that I had offered some advice that may make a difference in your life. And I look so forward to looking at all your projects. Thank you so much.
Thank you, as always. Okay, so for you, this isn't just a civics action project. This project teaches skills that these kids will take forward with them into high school and beyond. They've learned skills like how to compromise and also use your voice, how to choose an interest and follow it, even if it means splitting up from your group or even your friends. They've learned how to write a proper email, conduct an interview. They've learned how to meet deadlines and how to work around them when you have to wait for someone to get back to you. It's learning presentation skills and dressing for success. It's preparing them for their future. To say I'm proud is an understatement. In conclusion, I just want to take a moment to thank our community members who came and spoke to our children either in a panel or at lunch. Stephanie Bridey from Alternative Peer Group, Beth Griffin from Bourne Substance Free Coalition, Kathleen Shine O'Brien from Sharing Kindness, Sheriff Donna Buckley, who could not make it today, so her Director of Government and Community Affairs, Hannah Buntick, is here. Megan Murphy from Kindness Rocks, Jean Morrison from the Human Rights Coalition, and Connor Mackinac, our School Resource Officer. We appreciate your time and your commitment to educate our students on community programs and ways that they can become change makers. We also want to take a moment to thank our own teachers who let our kids come into their classes to present their action plans. Dennis Reynolds, Mark Pont, Sam Fasoli, Catherine Lyons, Beth Nolan, Ryan Dowdy, Judy Lunaday, Marie Feehan, Kate Conlon, Christina Burwell, Hannah Ritterhouse, and Meg Gerard. So you can see that we have a supportive staff here. Also, a final thank you to the Bourne Education Foundation for our grant, which helps these students create these amazing final products that you will see at our showcase. And one last final thank you to our custodians for making this vision of ours come true. And again, when you walk around, you should feel very proud of the work that they've done. They've truly risen to every challenge, and today shows that. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, and thank you again for showing up here today and supporting us as always. We truly appreciate it. Like Mrs. Moore said, this project truly takes a village. Our amazing 8th grade teachers have given us time and time and time again. Our special educators that not only provided services and support during the school day, but made it a point to stay after, so that way we'd have 3 days a week to support kids after school, so if it took a little bit longer to do as well. We're fortunate enough to have an admin team that has been unbelievably supportive to us, really helping us, whether it's planning time so we can make sure this is a great opportunity for our students, and then supporting kids with interviews and things like that. I know it's a lot, it's busy, but we truly appreciate their support as well. We would really like to thank our students. We had 6th grade students, 7th grade students that welcomed our kids into their classrooms to teach them lessons. Their teachers who graciously gave up important teaching time. I know this time of the year is really tough. To each and every parent, community member, committee, school committee members, legislators that gave their time, we could not appreciate it. This really does take a lot, and for each and every person that return those emails and listen to those calls for the first time callers, that was huge to us. Representative Yura, it's budget time, so unfortunately he couldn't be here, but we would like to say a special thank you to him. He did not only help us kind of organize our opening event, but he came back in and like scheduled around our lunchtime so he could come in and answer questions for students. And that's a pretty special thing. I know my kids are in a different district and this doesn't necessarily happen. Our Civic Action Project is truly an amazing opportunity. It is a boatload of work for sure. But our 8th grade in particular has to learn most of the skills. I taught at the 10th grade as well, and they come in with a certain set of skills. But here's where we're learning them all. So whether it is teaching kids to, be civically engaged, what does that mean? And then to professionally research, show their research, how things look is important, how an email is sent is important, and being respectful to each other. These things don't happen overnight, and many times it can be messy, very much like my classroom right now. Whew, it's a bit of a mess. Throughout this year, we worked with students, as Mrs. Moore said, teaching them to interview. So from the very first, having to work with each other, and then kind of opening up and having volunteers of teachers and administrators, letting them practice with them, so that way they would be ready to have interviews with the community. That takes work, and they did such a great job. Throughout the year, we worked with students to learn how to write those emails. Not always perfect. Many kids have never done a real phone call. They get Snapchat and a little TikTok dance to it. But for them to call someone on the phone and how to leave a professional message and how to call back. And then, obviously with roadblocks because they can't call their cell phone because we're in middle school, so they have to call our numbers. So all these little things that the kids learn to do, they add up. Our students learned, this is a tough one, how to work in an effective working team. This is not easy. Not everybody gets to more classrooms, right? So to learn how to be respectful, we talk a lot about like accountable talk, but what does that mean? Like actually listening to what people say. And then this other piece, and interesting enough, I had a little text from my own daughter that had an issue with this. You have to learn to take pride in your work, and part of that is not doing the work for someone else. Part of that is letting them learn those lessons that you have to step up. And the beauty of it is when that happens, they do step up. So letting that opportunity, that is a hard lesson to learn when you're in a working team and making people carry their own weight. But that is what has made this so effective to the end of the year, is because they've been held accountable, whether it's, within their groups and holding them, or, us giving a little nudge. But now today, as they stand here and they're gonna present their projects, each one of them has had a part in it, and that's what it's all about. Mrs. Moore and I could not be any more proud if they were our own children. Call them Mrs. B's kids and Mrs. Moore's kids. They have their goals, they work towards them. We're truly honored to have them present to you today. We look forward to them coming back and telling us all about their high school experiences and how they did better, because some of the things that they did, and it's going to be such a joy. So now, speaking of amazing children, can I please introduce one of our student speakers that was chosen by the 8th grade teachers, blind scoring, to speak to us today, Finley O'Doherty.
To put in simple terms, the Civics Action Project impacted me by filling me with inspiration. As students, we're always learning about other adults and youth who take action and have made significant impacts in the world. From the days of elementary school, teachers have been saying, you have the power to make real change. But not until now have we been given an academic assignment that has allowed us to see that for ourselves. I am so thankful that we've had this project to learn about researching causes we care about and putting together a plan with specific, measurable, and attainable goals to truthfully make a difference in our community. The experience of working with team members my age to act on issues while not doing anything particularly impressive, unusual, or labor-intensive has inspired me to stop thinking, well, there's nothing I can do about it, and instead speak up when something doesn't feel right. To do more small acts of kindness, knowing that more comes out of it than what goes in. and to think twice about complaining about small discomforts. Knowing that the hands of cards I was dealt could have been much different. Not only has the overall experience of performing the action itself inspired me, but so have the two incredible mentors who have guided me the whole way through, Ms. Moore and Mrs. DiBiasiazio. These teachers explained each step, provided resources, organized lunch meetings and panels with community experts, answered numerous questions, and made us laugh. Without whom, I would not know exactly how much power I have to create change. I can't speak for all who participated in the project, but I can say for certain that I was pleasantly surprised with the outcome. And when you think about the impact individually, what it did for each person who was impacted, or think about not just the quantitative data, but the qualitative data, it makes the impact grow that much more. And that is the inspiring part of this project. It is the aspect of the project that has inspired me and will inspire me to continue performing powerful actions throughout the rest of my life.
And representing Team 2 is Emily Daniels.
Hi, my name is Emily Daniels, and I am a student of Ms. DiBiasio's. And the prompt that we were asked to answer was, how did the Civic Action Project affect you? But I think the better question to ask is, how did the Civic Action Project affect the relationships among all of our 8th graders? Our Civic Action Project was about mental and physical and social health in the community, in our schools, and our towns. We all took different approaches, from drug abuse and addiction to stress and anxiety. I think that the topic was a good pick because last year was a rebuilding year for our grade, and this year we started to build into a normal school life. With the Action Project, we all worked toward the same goal, a healthier, better community by working together. When we started working on the project, it was easy to tell that everyone was getting along better. People I never used to see even glance at each other started talking about everyday topics or about the project. I watched and experienced them talking to new people and forming new friendships. Everyone stopped sticking to their own little groups and cliques and started expanding their social circles to stop sticking together. The project brought to me our 8th graders and together helped us build new relationships while also building a better community for us. There was less altercations in school and in general more communication and respect. I would simply say that the Civics Action Project has affected my way of thinking and taught me not only are we a community, but we also need to learn from each other, be mindful, and be aware of others' ideas. Because together we can build and bring a brilliant community.
So we invite our students first to go back to their tables and then have fun walking around.
Hello, my name is Michael, and we did our Civics Action Project on vaping. The reason why we chose vaping is because we find it's an issue in our community, and we needed to address it.
Hello, I'm Camden. Our root cause on the project was peer pressure. And our goal is to explain through all the 1 through 12, the grades of school, that vaping is just colorful smoking. No difference. Literally, no difference.
So we think the main problem is with vaping and smoking. The health risks are the biggest problem. And if you never smoked or used tobacco products or e-cigarettes, just don't start it.
What our action plan is we wanted to teach the 7th and 6th grade like the dangers of vaping. The end result that we got were very good. We got many good answers from the 7th and 6th grade.
My name is Aiden Isola, and he is
Aiden Simmons.
And our project today, we did substance use disorder. We kind of covered everything, like what our main issue was, what the importance of it, the root causes of it. We did our research, our facts of how drug addiction can affect the body and what it does to the mind.
The community, and actually there's a lot of drugs in our community, and we're trying to get it known that it's not very good for you, and it shouldn't be in our community.
And we're also trying to get it like away from kids and everything because it's starting to affect our children's lives in negative ways. And I believe that we need to watch out for this kind of stuff, see the signs and everything, and care about our children's future, of course. And yeah, that's it.
And there actually is a lot of problems in our school with vaping, smoking, and stuff like that. But we're just trying to get rid of it in our school.
Hi, I'm Sophia Vega, and this is me and Cody's project on drug addiction and the dangers about them.
Hi, I'm Cody, and our goal of our project was to show the negatives and impacts of drug addiction and to bring awareness of the danger. The surprising part is all of the information we got, because when I went to Miss Nolan's 7th grade health class, when they got these 15 responses, and they're saying that 14 through 16-year-old kids have more drug problems than 19 and above, to mainly main adults. And when I would interview the teachers, they wouldn't say it was between 17 and 18, which in my opinion, I have to agree with the 19 and above.
Something that was really challenging was people making jokes about drug addiction and how serious it was. We had a survey and someone made jokes about it, and it was really I understand that this is how they cope, humor, but it's very serious. So that was really challenging.
Hello, my name is Devin, and our project is on the dangers of vaping. Today we have
Tyrone,
Amari,
Ryder.
In recent years, the number of people that vape has skyrocketed. There can be many reasons why people chose to vape, but we have focused on detecting misinformation and raising awareness to this issue.
We thought this is an important part of our community because it's become increasingly more of a problem in recent years, because just the numbers getting higher, as you said, and some teens believe that it can be cool or interesting to vape with their friends, and we have tried to raise awareness for this issue.
60% of people who vape get some form of depression and or anxiety. Nicotine is just as addictive as the drug heroin and cocaine.
All right, the action plan and the actions we took. Each day we came into class and split up to 4 different roles. The end result of our goal, we felt like that our presentation was decently successful. And then there's all the different types of vapes. Don't vape. That's the whole project. Yeah.
My name is Braden Brennan. My name is Colin Lapham, and our project is on drug addiction. I feel like the project is very important to help people to understand the consequences of drug abuse and addiction and how it can negatively affect the community in a numerous number of ways.
I totally agree with Colin. During our project, we learned that it takes a whole bunch of us to complete the project, and overall our work is much better than it could have been alone. We've opened up more people talking to each other, and we've learned some surprising facts. Is something like 40,000 people a year die of drug overdoses.
Hi, my name is Emma Longfield. I'm an 8th grader at Bourne Middle. So for our Civic Action Project, we did our topic on spreading awareness on substance abuse. So basically, our biggest thing was presenting to the younger generations so we can inform them so they are aware about the truth and dangers on substances so that they can be prepared to say no if they're ever faced with a choice. We actually presented to 6th and 7th graders here at Bourne Middle. So in my group, it's not just me here, it's also Jared Johnson, Daniel Hingston, Ashton Sprague, Matthew Smith, Samuel Turgis, Wyatt Barbero, and John McKeon. The 8 of us all presented to different 6th and 7th grade classes, and we also quizzed them. We actually have some information here from Peer Recovery Center, as well as Bourne Substance Free Coalition. We actually have some information on how to recognize an opioid overdose, as well as how to respond, as well as some pamphlets. from Peer Recovery about their center. I enjoyed the project. I think it was definitely a different experience. I'm not really used to working on like such a big project with so many people, but I think it was definitely a learning experience and a positive one as well. I think it kind of brought together just like Emily Daniels said. I saw a lot of people who didn't know each other, just talking to each other, just in the hallways and in class. So I think this project was a good thing. I really enjoyed this project.
My name is Camila Kapuscinski, and this is our project on vaping and its mental and physical effects on an individual. And my team members are Natalie Fortin, Liam Pierce, and Eamon G.
We found vaping to be a very big issue within the United States. That's why we chose it. Nicotine, the addictive drug that is in vapes, is actually extracted from tobacco, and tobacco happens to be the leading cause of disease and death in the United States. So we just thought we'd focus on that because we know a lot of people who vape, and we know it's a big issue in our community.
So, to introduce myself, my name's Eamon, and my group was discussing about the topic of vaping. And to the audiences who are not completely familiar with vaping, vaping is the act of smoking through an e-cigarette device. E-cigarette devices start off by heating liquids that have chemicals and even metals such as nickel, lead, and copper. And to disguise these problems, vape companies have flavors to appeal to the younger kids and to get other people addicted on it. And ever since vapes were introduced to the public, vape companies made claims saying how it's a much more healthier alternative to smoking regular cigarettes, but truly it's really not. It's not good for your health, for your well-being, for your physical and mental health. And that's pretty much all I have to say.
Hi, I'm Ashley Moore, and I'm doing the dangers of vaping. So the reason why I wanted to do the dangers of vaping was because I just wanted to see if kids really did know about the dangers of vaping. Well, we actually found out that they didn't at all.
Hi, I'm Jonathan Santucci, and I want to do this project because I think it's really important for people to know the dangers of vaping. So for example, we taught the 6th grade about it because we wanted to make sure they know about it, and we got a lot of great feedback from it. For example, they had family members who might have vaped, and our slideshow gave them a lot of information on why not to vape.
So our goal is to spread awareness to teachers, family members, friends, and children about the dangers of vaping and how it can affect you more than e-cigarettes, cigarettes, Juuls, anything else. Most kids and adults think that vaping is better for you than cigarettes. So we wanted to spread awareness about that and hopefully decrease the number of people that vape by June 2023.
People also don't realize how much of an impact it has on our community. It can affect people's mental and physical health a lot, and they don't realize how much it affects them. And also in this school for our Civics Action Project, we interviewed a couple of people in the school, for example, our principal, our nurse, and our guidance counselor, and they all gave us some different information. For example, our principal thought vaping began like 5-10 years ago, while our nurse started like when e-cigarettes were invented.
So we have an example about what it will look like to your lungs and how it damages your lungs after you vape for many of years. One of our balloons is a healthy balloon that has not ever vaped before, and then the other one is one that has been vaping for years. When we blow it up, it will show the differences. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Micah Higston.
My name's Cole Thomas.
My name's Landon Hope.
My name's Sam Reynolds.
My name is Brett Booth. And our Civics Action Project was about mental waves.
So our Civic Action Project was about mental waste and how people have more problems than going on deep inside than just on the outside. There's a lot more than just one mental health issue than just depression. There's also OCD, there's also anxiety, and many more. For our project, we reached out to multiple people. The people that we had to reach out to were health teachers, guidance counselors. We had to reach out to high school, middle school, and intermediate kids. We did this because we could get multiple opinions about our subject. And after this, we gained all our information and we wrote it down and described how it's different at different age levels.
It also helps with our community because it shows how you can act, and also it helps determine how we handle stress from like COVID or stuff like that.
Action plan? For our action plan, we presented to 7th graders about our slides, and we taught them about mental health.
Our goal is basically just to spread awareness of mental health issues in kids and teens, and so to teach people how to help their friends who are struggling with them. And yeah.
I'm Justin Nunez, and our project is about anxiety help centers. We want to bring awareness to help centers around, because there are a lot of kids here and they see anxiety a lot, but they don't exactly do anything about it. They see people suffering, their friends, but they don't really know how to help. So we want to bring awareness to help centers such as the hotline and some therapy guilds. You can see we have some listed here. And then we presented it to a 7th grade classroom here at Bourne Middle School. And these are the results here, if you want to take a look at that. And I'd say we did a pretty good job of bringing awareness to this problem here. So.
Hello, I am Wilder Pond, and this is our presentation, trifold, on anxiety and where to go to find help. Here we have the numbers of people and just some information that I find pretty wild. So 31.1% of Americans suffer from generalized anxiety disorder, and if you do the math, 331.9 million people in America. 31.1% of that is 109.8 million people, and I just find that wild because I never knew how common it was before this. Some more crazy facts. Not necessarily crazy. I don't know why I use crazy. But here we have what causes anxiety. And one thing, the main cause is school or peer pressure, which people deal with every single day. So you really have to be aware of that kind of stuff when it goes on in your daily life and just make sure that it doesn't happen. Another really big cause of anxiety is difficulties in childhood, which it's another thing that happens to a whole bunch of people, and you just have to make sure that, it's not happening to children and teens.
Hi, I'm Cameron Hurley, and this is me, Tyler, Brian, and Kevin Garvey's project on stress and anxiety. Yeah, see, that's a good example. Just being recorded here already can make you stressful. That's a good example, some scenarios. For this project, we've had some surveys that people have taken, and it seems like lots of them say that it's social pressure, homework, tests, just stuff like that really gets them stressed today.
I'm Tyler Bryan, and I'm here with the project on stress and anxiety. So our objective for our project is try our best to figure out ways to have an inclusive solutions to figure out ways to stop stress and anxiety in students, and especially people in a social setting like school or work, anything of that sort. Because
especially in a social setting, there's lots of root causes behind stress and anxiety. So we try our best to figure out inclusive solutions to involve everyone, because everyone copes in a different way, whether that be around people you love or be out in nature. But there's not a lot of people that show up to the guidance office because of stress, which is surprising because there's a lot of people that report stress and anxiety in school, in this specific school. As you can see, we have photos from our data right here. So over here we have a bar chart identifying that students, most students surveyed in our survey, they tend to put off work and procrastinate their work because they get stressed out when they see like all this work that they have, and it just piles up on top of it and makes it worse. And then right here we have a pie chart from another part of our survey showing school is one of the main sources of stress, along with family problems. And so yeah, school is just a main factor of stress in general. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hi, so we did Healthy Healthcare. It's pretty much about diving deeper into the mental health of healthcare workers. I'm Lauren Bishoya.
And I'm Finley O'Doherty.
And this is our project.
The goal of our project was to improve the mental health of healthcare workers at Falmouth Hospital by giving them Hershey Kisses, homemade bracelets, handmade cards with inspirational messages to add some positivity to their mindsets, as well as direct access to mental health support services. And we did that with these bags here. There's the card with the message, the bracelet, and the Hershey Kisses. And on the back is the number to the Massachusetts Behavioral Health Helpline, as well as the comment cards.
Hi, my name is Ariana Traver, and this is Bree Lunaday, and our Civics Action Project mainly focuses on eating disorders and healthy eating. Eating disorders are mental health disorders defined as are characterized as disturbances in one's eating. So these mannerisms are range as just when someone's obsessed with the time of eating, what to eat, how to eat, all those little details. When those are disturbed, it can cause someone a lot of stress and anxiety. Usually eating disorders are also linked up with other anxiety disorders, such as OCD.
What we did for our project is we made posters that we hung up around our school, and we also gave a presentation to a 7th grade coding class. What we wanted to do was bring awareness to teens and adults and young adults about the rising eating disorders, because it is really bad and how it affects multiple people's lives.
It was also a part of our presentation. Besides eating disorders, we also wanted to teach people what are some ways to eat healthy. So we used the example of My Plate, which is one of those USDA, FDA approved way of eating. It consists of 5 different portions. There's protein, grains, vegetables, fruits, and dairy. And that's just one way of eating. It doesn't work for everyone, but in case you were really struggling on how to eat or where you are in your life and trying to struggle with how to grocery shop, how to eat, that's just one way you can do it.
Hello, I'm Malachi. This is Brady, Bryce, Camden, Reese, and Charlie. And for our Civics Action Project, we decided to do teen vaping, stop the smoke. We took various steps during our journey in teen vaping to lower down the amount of students that decided to vape. We've done surveys and interviews. One person we interviewed was Mr. Lundell, our vice principal. And we also presented a slideshow along with a video to 7th grade class of Mr. Pont. Our goal was to lower the amount of kids that decide to vape and make sure that teens in our schools don't vape. We learned that a lot more kids vape than you might think, and that more teens in our areas and around the world do so more than they should.
I'm Lila, and our project is about stress and anxiety.
I'm Sienna.
I'm Harper. In the beginning stages of our project, we had to choose a main central topic and divide that into 3 root causes. As a group, we chose stress and anxiety as our main central topic, and then we divided stress and anxiety into 3 main root causes, being school, social media, and peers and people around you.
As a group, we chose to focus and center our project on in-school stress and anxiety because we felt as though we would have the best success educating and raising awareness about in-school stress and anxiety due to our environment when creating this project.
Our goal for anxiety and stress is to spread awareness that stress and anxiety is a huge problem in our community.
Our lasting impact of stress and anxiety is to have all families, adults, and children aware of this issue. We want children and adults to be aware of how to cope with this method and what stress and anxiety is and what it can stem for. As we met with representatives, students, and teachers, we've gone through our notes and we've realized that stress and anxiety has become a big issue and we want to fix it.
In this project, I personally learned how to use calendars to plan out what work I will do per day and how to effectively work in a team and communicate with team members during a project when you have to plan out everything you're doing.
Hi, my name is Avery. This is Hattie, Megan, and Abby, and then we have Emily, who's coming. We did stress and anxiety to mostly make 7th graders and all the younger grades below us aware that everybody struggles with it. And not only do they struggle with it, they just need help to express it.
Hi, I'm Emily Daniels. Avery introduced our topic, I think, right? Yeah. We wanted to really help the 7th graders and the younger kids understand. We wanted them to be able to differentiate between the two because stress and anxiety are different. And we also wanted them to have ways to cope with it and manage it because it is kind of overwhelming when you don't have a name towards it and you don't know how to deal with it.
The project overall was actually a really nice way to work with some new people and to experience new ways to help cope, as I did find out some new things as doing some research. I think that is the big part of it.
We did our project on suicide prevention and awareness. So in our project, I'm Haley Tenney. This is Sage Elia, Eliza Genitolis, Mia Kenny, Jared Quinn, and Jackson Pomborg. And so in our project, we researched and interviewed people about suicide to help spread awareness in BMS.
We took a lot of steps to complete our goal, which was to increase awareness of suicide and make people more comfortable with talking about it, as well as teach them what they can do to help prevent it. And some of those steps were presenting to different grades and hanging up posters around the school.
Our goal for this project was to help spread awareness and help prevention of suicide.
We set up a survey and we put it around the 8th grade, and we learned that based off of our results that students don't think suicide is talked enough about in the schools. So we went around the school and gave lessons to different grades in 6th and 7th history classes to raise awareness. And after we quizzed them with games, and we found that it really helped them to understand a little bit more about the topic.
My name's Hayden Seeley.
And my name's Emily Sudo.
And we did our project on addiction and raising awareness in our community.
So the main goal of our thing was to spread awareness all about addiction and to teach kids and everybody how life surrounded with your environment with people who are like that.
Because we wanted to target the young age group because we found that in our community addiction was majorly significant in early exposure to substances, so in substance abuse homes.
So it's all really about your environment. If you're around people who are doing stuff like that, and if you're around someone who's always been addicted to someone, when you're out in the real world, by the chances you get out of that environment, you're gonna be addicted to something.
And peer pressure and everything else plays a factor, so it just gets worse and worse as you get older. We went to the Bourne Fire Department on March 29th of this year to interview EMT Rooney and EMT Jared about addiction, what they thought of it, how they dealt with it, what other cases they've had, things all about that and how they deal with it in our community.
Yeah, so they were really helpful and told us all about all of it, and it was really nice of them.
Yes. It was difficult as we started because, I've been not interviewed, but I've talking to other people, but it's harder to interview somebody outside of your school, so I learned that skill and how to talk to other people, and it was interesting, but...
Yeah, but they were really helpful, and they told us a lot of stuff, like a bunch of facts about like how like a lot of their calls are actually to the same houses, and like even if it's different people in the houses, they're like often called to like the same house and stuff like that. So it kind of like runs generationally.
This is Tessa.
Hi.
Pass the mic.
This is Mallory.
Hi. I'm Carly.
I'm Carly Lindell.
I'm Angelina Fernandez. I'm Mia Ladin, and we did a project on suicide awareness. We just wanted to really spread the word on how one thing can change everything, and we had a root cause of bullying, because bullying really ends in a result of suicide. We wanted to make sure that everyone knows that they can communicate to everyone and talk to anyone whenever. We also really wanted to interview and present to the 7th grade, so we presented to Mr. Reynolds' class, and we got data from them, and 13 out of 16 students said that they learned something from our video and said that they'd start to stick up more and speak up for others when in need. We really just wanted to know that there's always someone by your side.
Hello, I'm Owen Pike. Our project is about social media addiction. It's been a very big problem in the recent society because of how many phones are introduced to children at young age, and a lot of them are just getting addicted and are missing out on real life and meeting friends and being able to just have social interactions with each other.
Hello, I'm Michael Coveney, and in our project we made a video talking about social media and how it's bad.
Hello, my name is Juliet Kelly, and our project is about bullying. So we thought bullying was a very big problem to tackle, and we thought it has, between the impacts, who it affects, and how people decide to deal with it, I thought that it was a great way to educate people and talk about them, because it's a little different from what everyone else was doing too, so we just thought it was good to talk about. So the first thing we did with our action plan was we interviewed the principal of the school, the guidance counselor, and the guidance counselor at the high school. And pretty much all of them said the same thing, that there is a lot of bullying that goes on, and that kids are too afraid to stick up for themselves or for others, either because they don't want to like get involved, or they think they'll make the bully mad, or try, I don't know, to interact. So they just don't want to make waves, which sometimes is good and sometimes is bad. But in our project, we encourage as many people as we can to stick up and do something about bullying if they see it, and report. And it doesn't have to be, it can be anonymous. So.
Hi, I am Hannah Salamoni, and from our project we interviewed a 7th grade class and got a ton of responses, and their responses were all the same as to being that they've all been bullied and how they've been bullied in similar ways. Those being kind of like what their clothes have been, or just who they hang out with, and then just kind of relating to how we've all been bullied, and yeah.
Hello, my name is Austin Tucker, and this is our project about bullying. Bullying is an important thing to me because sometimes I experience it, or even family members at home, like my brother experienced it. I wanted to bring this to a cause and do a research project and stuff on this because I feel bad for people that do get bullied, including myself. Bullying is a big part in my life and some other people's lives. What's it called? I forget. What's it called? Research shows that bullying can cause depression and anxiety. It can also cause loneliness, and people might not be able to have as much friends as they want. Right here, I did a survey. I sent out surveys to the high school and middle school about bullying, and I asked questions. Most of the 9th and 12th grade said they have been bullied. 87.5% out of 100 people in the high school have been bullied, and I was like, I have to do something about that. So I brought it up to the principal, and she said she was going to do more about it. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about bullying. And we also met with the 7th grade, as maybe Hannah talked about, and how we gave them a word search about different words about bullying and questions about bullying.
Hi, my name is Patrick Keefe. So basically, well, our goal was by like the end of the year, we wanted to spread more awareness about bullying, and we just want to try and just keep spreading the awareness. But mostly just because it's important, you know, like bullying is a really big impact, and it's take a pretty big hold on a lot of people's lives. And yeah, I just think that's why bullying is really important.
I'm Alexis, and my project is about bullying in the younger generations. And we thought, instead of taking the route that many other people have taken with, oh, I'm gonna get this while it's happening, we thought, oh, we'll get this while it's starting, like before it's happened. So we talked to Miss DiBiasio's kid, our history teacher, and we made that book about how bullying is not okay and why it needs to be stopped. And we have multiple graphs on here about what people thought. And yeah, that's really it. A few words can last a lifetime means a lot too. But yeah, that's really it. Just trying to stop it in the younger generations and the younger schoolers. So.
I'd like to say that I'm so proud of our students. They have worked so hard and enjoy all the praise they're getting today. A long time coming, but this is exactly how it should be done. Kids being aware, informed, and then presenting that to others.